We have a 5-pronged approach to safety. And this is sort of like a summary of what I'm going to break down for the remainder of maybe 20 minutes. And it's important that you note this in summary because it's key. That Facebook, like I said, is a very intentional company and has prioritized safety in the core of its product development across all of the platforms that I spoke about earlier, so across Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger. In how we develop, for example, our policies, so we look at having policies which are basically rules that the community on Facebook is able to use to tell them how to conduct themselves on Facebook. What is it that we allow, what don't we allow, and so on. All of that is captured within policies, and like I said, I'm just going to gloss over this slide because I'll go into detail of each of these pillars in more detail. Secondly is tools. Tools are things that we have put in the network to be able to put in the platform or have developed ourselves at the background to help you be safe online, to help everyone who is using our platforms to be safe online. So they're tools basically that are for users to be able to do better or to ensure their safety. So it's little things, and I'll talk about those as well in a little more detail in a few minutes. Then we have what we call help. Help is basically standby help for you. If you have a concern about something, how do you reach Facebook? How do you report it to somebody? Because it's a key thing about safety is being able to reach out and raise your voice and speak about it so that the issue can be solved. So we have, at every point of our service, a help center that is at the back of it that can help you, provide you with resources that you can fall back onto on what to do at that instant where you're experiencing this particular issue that you're interacting with. And then another key part is partnerships. This kind of engagement, for example, is one of them. But over and above that, we have very deliberate groups of people that we tap into every so often, and there will be experts around issues of bullying, experts around sexual exploitation, experts around women and gender inequality issues and so on. And all of these people are people we have across the world that we talk to regularly to make sure that they complement our expertise on what we know and how we can reinforce safety on our platforms. I'll talk again about those a little more, particularly calling out something we call the Safety Advisory Board that we put in place almost 10 years ago, that we again keep circling back to when we want to make sure that we are sense checking whether what we are doing is resonating in addressing safety concerns. Lastly is feedback, and this is basically, like this session again, to be able to get from you what you think we can do differently or better or continue to do so that we can ensure safety is there for all people. So to go down now, to drill a little more now on policies, I will call out something that we call the community standards. The community standard is always a fantastic starting point for us for one simple reason. Community standards are the rule book, let me put it that way, of how one must conduct themselves when they're on our platform, particularly on Facebook and also Instagram. Our community standards will tell you, we'll have a set of policies, so there's many policies that sit within what we call the community standards. And these policies will touch on different things, and I'll just show you a few of those. They govern issues around bullying, for example, because someone mentioned bullying, so I'm raising bullying. Bullying and harassment. There's a very clear policy on what is allowed or not allowed on issues around bullying and harassment. It governs issues around direct threats on a person, for example. You know, we have a lot of times where women will call out, oh, you know, we have been attacked on Facebook, I have been called this and that and the other. What is there that you can do to safeguard yourself? Issues around fake names. Many people don't realize that Facebook actually has does not tolerate fake names on Facebook. People create accounts with fake names all the time. It is something I may not be able to know as a company. Let me say now, me, when I was representing the company, because it could really be your name. But then somebody needs to mention this person is using a fake name and is harassing and is doing. When that is brought to our attention, it will be brought down because we do not allow people to have inauthentic IDs on Facebook. Fake accounts. Again, a lot of times we find that with misinformation, hate speech, and things like that, people have created entire fake accounts that are not a real person behind it to be able to target people. What do we allow or not allow on fake accounts? We have zero tolerance for fake accounts. If you come across a fake account on Facebook, we do not allow it. In fact, the minute, even now, if you have a list of fake accounts you're aware of, please bring them to our attention. They will be down tomorrow. What we encourage is to have authentic people. Remember, with Facebook, if you think about Facebook's mission, I forgot to mention that, it's important. Facebook's mission is to give people the power to build community, meaning allow you to be able to decide who do you want to associate with, around what? Do you have certain passions, interests that you guys share? And then you can create a community around that. So if you want to join, for example, a group about farming, it's your own prerogative. If you want to start a group about safety for children, for example, you can do that. All these things are what we are doing with the platform, allowing you to have the power to build your community and to also bring people closer together. So it's also for social reasons. We want people to be able to come to a space that they feel safe in, where they can project their voice and speak about things, but at the same time, our job and the job of all the people on Facebook is to make sure that we are balancing what we are calling our own voices with how safe others are. So we do not allow for people to have freedom of expression over, for example, causing harm in the real world. So that is something that we have to balance all the time.